Hello there, I'm the base manager and welcome back to Oxygen Not Included. Now, today I'm going to pause immediately the game because we have an emergency situation to deal with, and what I mean by emergency situation is a situation that should have been taken care of long ago, but I chose not to, and now I am terribly doomed. And that situation is our power production. Our power plant over here, it's quite capable of generating a bunch of power, if it has fuel, that is. Problem is, we don't have a lot of petroleum left. We still have a little bit of petroleum in the line, probably made by the tube, but the tanks are pretty much empty. The second those generators turn on, all that petroleum is all but gone. So we have to fix this situation because we are on the verge of a blackout. Not only that, my backup for this situation that I've built a long time ago actually just complicated the situation even more because it consumed 30 tons of coal in 10 cycles. Yeah, all of my coal is now gone. This thing is useless. Oh boy. So we are not only low on power, we are also low on a very important material that I would like to have a little bit of because we need it for other things. So the plan that we came up last episode would be to, use the core of the planet as a source of power, and yeah, that's precisely what we are going to do right now. There is this tiny volcano over here, but we are going to ignore it. I'm going to try and build my geothermal power plant over here in this corner, because I was going to build it over here, but I just realized one thing, the map is tiny. Right, if we just plow down a geothermal over here, we would pretty much block the entire biome, and that would not be good if we want additional power plants in the future. So yeah, I'm going to move it over here into the corner. We are going to have a small steam chamber, probably not bigger than this, with a power spike going probably halfway through the magma. I don't want to make it super complicated or anything, especially because building on magma is extremely complicated, so we want to avoid that. And yeah, hopefully I can fit 6 to 7 steam turbines on top of this bad boy, and if I can't, well, I will come up with something. But one thing I can tell you, let me go back over here. Everything in here is going to be priority 9, and it's not going to be priority emergency because I want my dupes to sleep. So, because otherwise it would just be priority emergency because, yeah, this is an emergency. Okay, so good news. We have space for at least 8 steam turbines. In fact, we could even go for 9, but I'm going to stick with 8. And reason for that is that we know that the cooling loop for the steam turbines, if we take the example of the rad reactor that we built last season, we know that one cooling loop with supercoolant can cool off 6 steam turbines. Oh god damn it, there is so much honking going on down there. I'm sorry for the weird cut, but there is a bunch of honking going on down outside. You probably can't hear it because of the filters on OBS, but oh well, I'd rather wait a little bit for them to go away. In any case, as I was saying, what was I saying? Something regarding the cooling loops. Yeah, we are going to use 8 steam turbines because we know from a previous experience that a cooling loop with supercoolant can easily take care of 6 steam turbines, but if you remember, we don't have supercoolant. What we have is polluted water, which is the next best thing. Next best thing simply because of the stats that it has. If we go down here, there we go. Specific heat capacity is the value that we are looking for. From all the waters, it has the highest, and it has also the highest evaporation point. Well, not the highest, I believe it is brine that has the highest, but brine is not as good in the specific heat capacity apart, and if we reach these temperatures, something is very wrong. So, yeah, we are going to use polluted water, and the polluted water is not as good as supercoolant, so instead of having a cooling loop for 6 steam turbines, we are going to have 2 cooling loops for 4 turbines each. Oh, also, another thing, guys, we are going to bring our team of builder dupes back home because this is a all hands on deck kind of situation, and we need 2 of our best builder dupes to deal with this situation. We can do whatever we were doing over here later on. In fact, all of the rocket travel is going to be prohibited, except for this one. This one can continue doing its thing. It's not a dupe with just rocket skills that is going to be much of an assistance, and besides, the materials that he is bringing are going to be extremely useful, so there is also that. Did I say that we were not going to do any more rocket travel? Well, I was lying, because I forgot one thing. We need tungsten. Yep, we need either tungsten or diamond, and we don't have diamond, so we need tungsten. How do we get tungsten? We mine wolframite and then we turn it into tungsten, because we unfortunately still don't have the capacity of turning the liquid tungsten that we got into ingots. So, that means that we have to go over here, change direction. Oh, I believe it is this one. Oh no, what is the problem? Ah, god damn it. Alright, rocket recharged. Let's go. It's not that one, it's this one. It is the glimmering asteroid field, not the other one, the metallic asteroid field, I'm pretty sure. Glimmering asteroid field. Yep, we are after this wolframite. That's what we want. The tungsten, well, we are going to get it regardless. In here we would get copper ore, and that's not what we want. We really need that tungsten. I really wish I didn't even spend diamond mining the tungsten, but oh well. It is what it is. Maybe I can come over here and set the limit. Yeah, you are not going to get off with the limit over there. Yeah, whatever. Drill cone, missing diamond, yeah. I just want a little bit more wolframite to turn into tungsten. I'm already converting all the wolframite that I have into tungsten, but it's not going to be enough. These metal tiles are really expensive. Well, they are not pretty expensive, we just don't have a lot of materials, so yeah. Also, I really should replace all of these bridges with obsidian ones, because I keep melting a bunch of stuff. Well, when you are rushing something, you are bound to make mistakes. Hopefully I will be able to notice all the mistakes that I make and correct them as we go. For example, I made these out of mafic rock, because it was the material that the game chose, instead of making it out of obsidian. So yeah, those tiny mistakes are going to be the things that are going to mess us up once we start this thing on. But hopefully I will be able to catch on all those little mistakes, and nothing bad is going to happen to us. Of course that I had to try and make my heat spine on top of a neutronium vein. Obviously, that is not good. Not good indeed. I will have to move the heat spike a little bit to the side, which means it's not going to be perfectly centered to the whole thing. That is not good. Okay, so far so good. The dupes are doing a decent enough job. It's just a game that likes to sabotage every attempt that I make by swapping out the materials that I request, but okay. That's okay, game, that's okay. At least I notice it. But yeah, so pretty much the way that this is going to work, this is going to be our steam chamber, where we are going to put as much steam as possible. Then we are going to have this steam column over here, so that we can go deeper without creating a massive chamber. There is no need for that. I would probably locate the temperature, the steam creator, the metal plate, somewhere around here, close to the magma, but not too close. And then we just need to start digging downwards into the magma with tungsten and steel metal tiles. This is not going to be fun, but hopefully no dupe will get toastified. Alright, my friends, so we are now entering the dangerous stage of this build. I'm just going to give it a minute so that my dupes clean out this mess that we have over here. I don't want any of these metals and stuff that we have over here melting and causing a mess. So I'm just going to clean this part out. But I'm going to have to do something pretty dangerous. Pretty dangerous indeed. So I'm going to, this is where we are going to set up our temperature plate that is going to turn the water into steam, but I kind of want to have access to this magma bubble over here. I am thinking about just dropping the spike all the way to the neutronium, and I didn't notice that piece over there. That is going to be an issue. No, it's not. It's okay. But I will have to open up this abyssal over here to have access to this magma. That is going to be a pretty dangerous thing. A dupe is going to have to be extremely brave. I'm just telling you. One dupe is going to have to go in there, break a tile of abyssal and then run for his life. Because, yeah, we don't want a dupe to have a magma shower now, do we? Alright, my friends, the moment of truth is here. The Health and Safety Department has been bribed. They are turning a blind eye to our practices. So if anything happens, no one tells them, okay? No one tells them a thing. Oof. Here we go. Mima, you are indeed brave. Here we go. Hopefully there will be no spillage. Come on, Mima. Mind the other one. Get the hell out of there. Okay, Mima. Get out of there before you turn yourself into a roast dupe. And now we are going to close this off at maximum speed. There we go. Alright, my friends, so the process can now start. We are going to waste a little bit of magma that spilled over into this location, but that is going to be perfectly fine. I don't mind doing that. Over here I probably am going to continue using the insulated tiles because there is no point. Yeah, no, there is a point. I was going to say maybe I use the insulated tiles. No, I need to use metal tiles all the way down from this location onwards, because the metal tiles are the thing that are going to transmit the heat from down here all the way up here. So I am going to have to build more metal tiles over here made out of tungsten, which is always very painful, shall we say, because tungsten is expensive, but oh well. Now, luckily for us, that magma just solidifies, so we can tell the Health and Safety Department that it is okay for them to come over here now. There is no evidence of our wrongdoings. Now, like last season, this time we are going to use the mechanized airlock. It is the only trick that I know to do this, so it is the one that I'm going to use. So pretty much mechanized airlocks allow you to build through them if they are on the downwards position. So we can use that to push the magma out of our way and create a safe path for our dupes to work on and not be in contact with the magma. Now, unfortunately, once again, the Health and Safety Department must be, how should I put it, bribed, so they look away for a moment, because we have to open that mechanized lock to do a little bit of mining, because I completely forgot one thing. We cannot mine through mechanized airlocks, we can only build. So if there is a tile that prevents you from building, your dupes are not going to build. So yeah. A few risks are required, but luckily this shouldn't be too dangerous. Let's see. Ah, perfect. See, now what we do this, right? We put the other door over here, after we close this one, of course. Please lock it. We are going to delete a little bit of magma, but that's okay. And then we can open up the airlock again to mine the obsidian below. And yeah, we are almost at the neutronium level. I'm going to stop there and activate this power plant because 11 cycles have already elapsed. We really need to speed up this process. What the hell was that? Nils, did you just add a snack in here? Well guys, I think I just found a way to prevent the tungsten from getting into the liquid cargo tank if you so desire. All you have to do is set the threshold on the liquid cargo to 0, and the rocket is not going to absorb the tungsten. So yeah, just a little tip for you guys. Okay, some good news. I can chill out for a moment. The fact that I added those 2 additional NAS natural gas generators to our power plant made all the difference. We are able to kinda produce just enough power to sustain ourselves. But once again, that's a very temporary solution. We are only set as long as this is active, which is 32 cycles, and we maybe are even using more gas than we are producing, so that solution is not going to last us forever. But the good news is that we are 1, 2, 3, maybe 4 tiles away from our objective, so before long we can start thinking about activating this. It's more like just connecting the wires to the power grid and finishing off a few details here and there. Let me tell you, the process of going down is tremendously painful. Well, our dupes have to travel so much distance that they often find something else to do along the way. But well, like I said, I'm just going to mine out these extra 2 tiles. Once I reach the neutronium, I'm going to call it done. We have all of this magma and all of this biome over here to draw it from, so it's going to serve us for a very long time, I am pretty sure. Besides, it has been already 15 cycles and I kinda want to call this project over. This wasn't exactly a planned thingy. It was more of a emergency situation kind of build, and if that is the case, we shouldn't take 2 episodes to build this thing. Alright my friends, so I thought about it and this is going to be as far as we go. If we go any downwards, we are just going to delete the magma out of the map, and that is the leading energy that we could draw from this. Once we solidify this entire biome, we'll break into the power spine, and we will use the... we will mine the solidified magma. So, I'm just going to make a few obsidian temperature shift plate, because it is the only thing that I have that it can withstand these temperatures, and is just to help us out draw more heat from this area. And then on top of this, we are going to create our exchange thingy. I just want my dupes to get out of here before I build it. Alright, so with all of the temperature shift plates built, hopefully the dupes will not get themselves trapped in there, because I don't feel like going and rescue them. I will have to deconstruct these thingies over here, right? But pretty much we are going to build a couple of steel airlocks over here, and these are going to serve as the connection point between the power spike, between the thermal spike and the steam chamber, and with it we will be able to control the temperature inside of the steam chamber, because we don't want to have 1,000-degree steam inside of here. No, that would be not only wasteful, extremely difficult to deal with, and besides, speaking about dealing with it, there we go. Perfect. Because this is a vacuum, there is nothing over here to transmit, to transfer temperature between the steam turbines and the cooling loops, so I added a little bit of water. In fact, I'm going to add a little bit more, because I don't think 8 kilograms is enough. So now that we have the doors and the automation for it, it is time for us to build the final piece, which is going to be this metal tile over here, where the water is going to drop from the steam turbines. Yeah, this is going to be a closed circuit, so after we add some water into this thing, it should be self-sufficient on that front. Let's see how much longer will we take until this is done. Alright my friends, so now it is time for us to fill up the cooling loop. I'm going to use polluted water as I told you before. Now, We are not going to be using any storages. That's why I believe it is very important to have the sensor that is going to be activating the aqua tuner very close to the entrance, so that this thing is actually reading the temperature of the water being inputted into it. This one, well, is going to have a one tile break, nothing super important about that. So let's, oops, you connect. Let's turn into pipe mode once again. Let's slow down the game a little bit. Let's start by filling up this loop over here. Cool. One liquid, one cooling loop done. So let's connect the other one. There we go. Cooling loop. Both cooling loops are now filled up. Cool. We can come over here, deconstruct this bridge, deconstruct this, and then just remove the water from those pipes. What we do is quite simple. Liquid vent. Bam. Pipe. Bam. Now, because we don't have easy access to a source of clean water, we are going to transport in bottles and we are going to drop it manually over here. I don't want to build a pipe all the way from God knows where in here, and I don't want to use polluted water because polluted water will off-gas in here and that would be just terrible. So yeah, manual work it is. So, Nicola is back with another coffee mug. Now, Nicola, thank you for your cooperation in the effort of trying to save the colony from a massive blackout. I know that you rushed to get all of that wolframite that you brought in your cargo container. You brought more, he's been here for a while. But unfortunately, the project is already done. So this wolframite will be used another time. I am pretty sure it is a extremely useful material, so we can't say no to that now, can we? Ouch! Lindsay got scalded by the magma that we have over here from all the missing tiles that have been melting over time. I really need to take care of this situation, but I just have been ignoring it like most of my problems. Look at this, we even made a little bit of glass by melting the sand that has been created. So pretty much this glass is made out of pee, dupe pee to be precise. So sometimes the water gets stuck inside of the pipes, and when the dupes arrive over here, the water is vented. After that, the water gets eaten up by the petroleum jet engine, which makes it drop dirt. The dirt then gets cooked into sand and then into glass. I don't know. It's just so it. So I have half of the water that I kinda want to have. I wanted to have 3 tons of water before I started this, but it's taking a little bit of time. We already have over half of the water that I want, so we can start thinking about kickstarting this, especially because this thing is eating up and I don't want it to break. So, how is this going to work? Well, that's a good question. It's not exactly the kind of thing that I build every day. So, temperature for the cooling loops. I think we should try and set the temperature at 30 degrees. That is, you know, it's not too high, it's not too low. It's just right. Not 630, 30, please. That would be not exactly ideal. Now, because of all the safety protocols that we have violated, the Health and Safety Department had required us a few safety measures. They don't want us to blow up the entire colony with a rushed, botched up job that we probably oversighted a few things, right? So they required a few sensors, like for example these two temperature sensors and this liquid pipe thermal sensor. So these two sensors over here are connected to the logistics, well, the 3 sensors are connected to the automation grid that activates or deactivates the steam turbines. So we require a green signal from our smart battery, and we require a green signal from both of these automation signals. This one monitors the temperature of the fluid that we are using to exchange the heat between the steam turbines and the cooling loop, and this one monitors one of the cooling loops just to make sure that the temperature of the fluid that we are using doesn't spike too much, right? Because I am uncertain if this is going to be enough to cool off these steam turbines. I am pretty sure it will, especially because they are not going to be active all the time, but a few safety precautions is always a good idea. And then we have the third thermal sensor over here, the one that monitors the temperature inside of the steam chamber. If the temperature spikes, somehow it shouldn't, but if somehow the temperatures rises too much, over 260 degrees, it is going to pretty much override the entire automation part over here, because that would be at critical temperature. Most of the stuff that we have over here, like the thermo aqua tuners and this large power transformer, are made out of steel, which means they overheat at 275 degrees, and we don't want that. Now, the way the temperature of this chamber is going to be controlled is via these two mechanized airlocks, which are controlled via this thermo sensor over here. This one is going to tell the thingy to be closed if, let's say, the temperature that we want is 200 degrees. Okay? Now, if we have a temperature above 200 degrees, it should send a green signal, which is going to open the mechanized airlocks and stop any transfer of heat between the magma and the steam chamber. I think that is everything. We have connection to the main power grid, and we have a fluid over here to transfer the heat between the steam turbines and the cooling loops. The cooling loops are active and ready to go, and they are properly set up. Yep, I think we are ready to go. Here we go. This water should be flash boiling anytime soon. As we can see, it is rising the temperature quite rapidly, and here we go. Bam, bam, bam. Overheat damage. A thermo aqua tuner made out of steel. Holy shit. Oh my god, I'm so stupid. These things are already off. Oh. I made a stupid on this aqua tuner, damn it. Okay, some of these thingies are already going. This one is going because of the heat by emanated by the thermal aqua tuner because of that oopsie. But yeah, things are starting to roll. And now these things are not yet at full power because, you know, the temperature over here is not yet reached. Holy Jesus, the temperature is going a little bit too much, don't you think? Game? Hello? You're not sending your green signal, why? Send a green signal if above. Let's say. Okay, so because we still don't have enough steam pressure, the things are a little bit funky. We'll have to add a little bit more water. But now that we have a good enough steam pressure over here, right? We can see that we have 30 kilos of pressure. It's just taking its time rising. We can add polluted water now, because now it's not going to off-gas due to the extreme pressure over here. Yeah, we definitely need more water over here, otherwise things like this will happen and overheat because of the extremely low pressure of steam over here. But that's fine, we already have polluted water incoming, and of course this had to happen. Sand, obviously. Okay, so I think it is safe to turn off the pump now. We can come over here, use the disconnect tool, and disconnect the power. Then the rest of the water in the pipe should be more than enough. We have 6 to 7 kilograms of pressure over there, so I am happy with it. Now we have a bunch of garbage to remove from this pit, but after this garbage is removed, we can say that this thing is a complete success, and we don't even need to add more water. But thank you, Dupe, for your contribution. Okay, so I'm happy with the performance that this thing is having. I even seen it turn off. Oh, you see? It sometimes turns off. Now, this thing is not producing an awful lot of power. At the maximum, these things produce 850 watts, which they are not producing just yet. The temperature is not yet there yet. It's almost there. Um, but yeah, at most, this thing is producing, I believe, 6.8 kilowatts of power. It's not a lot, especially in comparison to our power plant over here, which is capable, without this thing, is capable of producing 15 kilowatts of power, which is very impressive. But yeah, that thing, the steam turbines down here are more for the purpose of continuous power production, right? This thing should be the first thing to kick in should we need power, and for low loads of power we are going to be producing more than enough, and that way the hydrocarbon power plant should not be active as many times, and therefore we'll be able to start stockpiling petroleum again. But okay, finally, with that problem solved, I can now focus myself on other things. You have no idea, I was really nervous about that thing. I am not used to make geothermal power, it's not usually something that I do, but this time was the necessary thing to be done. Now, my dupes have not been idle, as you can see. After the construction had been completed, I ordered them to start deconstructing the remaining parts of this biome, and they are almost done. Which means that we can now start thinking about that steam chamber over here that we are going to use to tame the tungsten and other liquid metals that we bring from space. And speaking about liquid metals, do you know what I feel like also we should be doing now that we have a little bit more tungsten in our pockets? We should complete this steam chamber over here, because I am tired of magma and melting stuff, and dupes getting scalded, and wires getting simply disappearing, stuff and stuff stop working. Yeah, I'm tired of all of those things, okay? So, yeah, I'm going to use the remaining tungsten that we have to pretty much... Yep, that's all that we need, at least for now. Once we expand the starport, we will expand the steam chamber, but for now, this is all that we need. Fantastic, we actually have plenty of tungsten. So, yeah, as you can imagine, this is going to absorb the exhaust. It's going to eat up quite significantly, and is going to create a bunch of steam inside of this chamber, and then here in the corner we are going to have a couple of steam turbines absorbing all of this heat, converting it not only into power but actually cooling off the surrounding environment as well. There goes all of my obsidian, because yeah guys, you have to make these tiles out of obsidian, otherwise they might melt and say goodbye to your steam, because you are not going to notice when that happens, I can tell you. You are only going to notice when things start to break down, and you have no idea why, until you figure out there is a hole in the middle of your steam chamber. From one crisis to another. God damn it. Well, I need more glass now, Jesus. Well, so, what is going on, you may ask? Well, I was wondering, why the hell are we not producing petroleum? We have no oil. Let's go into the oil planet. That's not the oil planet. Base manager, please. There is no power. Why there is no power? Because I have no coal. That's why. Well, at least past me already thought about it. He could see it coming. I just forgot about it due to the crisis that we were facing, and that's why I sent the glass, because I'm tired of burning coal for something that we barely need any power. We need, like, I don't know. How much do we need? 4480 plus few bits and bobs. We don't need more than 1 kilowatt of power, so I would say that 6 solar panels are going to fulfill our needs very well. Now, it's going to take Lyra a little while until she is capable of building this, but I'm pretty sure she'll be capable of, even though she'll be exposed to the vacuum of space for a few moments, but she's a tough dupe. She doesn't know of the luxuries that the other dupes are afford, so she won't complain, don't worry. But now that that is quasi taken care of, I'm going to focus myself on the thing that I wanted to do in the first place. Well, the gods of O.N.I must think we are doing something right, because they decided to present Lyra with Earth's Nazi suit, the one that we made for her but we never deliver. There we go. Now Lyra is also part of this Nazi team. Well, Lyra is a fantastic oh, come on, really? This is the third time that I'm trying to talk and someone decides to cry wolf. What, Nicola? What is it this time? Hmm? But in any case, and by the way, the other two times it wasn't Nicola, it was someone else. These dupes are ridiculous. In any case, Lyra is a fantastic dupe. Just take a look at this. She just hold her breath and she builds solar panels and cables like no one. Our power situation is taken care of. We shouldn't be worrying too much about this place. As per usual, I really don't care too much about this planet. For Lyra, I barely even see her. But yeah, oh, wrong planet. Now let's move over here. So pretty much over here, what we are going to do, it's quite simple. First, we are going to do the three-layer of liquid kind of trick to expel all of the gases away from this chamber, right? So we are going to start with regular water, which should sit at the... No. No. Okay, so we can see in here that brine goes lower than polluted water, right? And then over here we can see that polluted water sits lower than water, so it should be brine, polluted water, and then water. After all this time, finally, we are getting the stuff out of the containers. We can now relaunch this rocket back into space to collect us more materials, but I think I'm only going to do that after I have the cooling loop available for it. After all, things can get quite toasty in here after every launch, and these whizwords, even though they produce a little bit of cold, it's not exactly enough to withstand the power of the Rad Bolt engine. Alright, my friends, so we are on our way to have these gases out of here. I should probably start deconstructing a few of these tiles, otherwise the gas is not going to escape. Yeah, guys, I think I'm going to cut this one a little bit shorter than usual. I've been recording for over 4.5 hours now, and all the stress from getting that geothermal power plant has drained all my energy away. So, yeah, I'm thinking about 940, the cycle that I'm going to stop for today's episode, guys. But since you guys are already here, I have a small thing just to warn you guys that probably in the next few days, I don't know exactly when, if Friday or maybe next Monday, I might have to skip a couple of episodes, but that is going to be for a very good purpose. I'm going to send my computer to do its yearly maintenance, and so it's not going to be available to me, but I'm also going to make a small upgrade. Well, not exactly small, but yeah, I'm going to upgrade the processor, the RAM, and a few other things. So hopefully that should give us a few extra frames for us to enjoy. But in some other good news, we now have resumed operations on our oil collection facilities. Power should never be a concern ever again. I made a couple of batteries over here just to hold on some power during the night, which means that we can come over into our main planet and resume traveling operations, because now we can start using the petrol again. I'm just going to refuel this rocket, and we are going to send Nails and Lindsay back into the planet over here so that we can finally finish it off. At least when it comes to collecting most of the useful stuff. I still want to collect a little bit more gold. You can never have enough gold now, right? But other than that, I think I am done collecting most of the stuff over here. We might come back to tame another volcano or two, but for now, I think we should focus our efforts on the water planet next. So if nothing else goes wrong... Okay, if nothing else goes wrong... What? How? Doesn't matter. What? Okay, so this planet went from the water disappearing to the water appearing out of nowhere, because this planet had stabilized a long time ago, and now, out of nowhere, we have more water showing up. Okay. Like I said, this planet needs further investigation, so yeah. If nothing else goes wrong, we are going to pay a visit to this planet in the next episode, I say. Alright, here comes the team of super dupes that we are going to send once again to the money printing planet, and here they are. Rocket has been refueled, restocked. What is the warning? Insufficient oxygen, yeah, whatever. Let's go. Let's send this rocket as a form of celebration for the avoidance of imminent disaster. It's like fireworks, but this one doesn't explode. But as this cycle comes to an end, so must this episode, guys. I'm really glad that we not only did avoid disaster... Hello? Oh, okay. Not only did we avoid disaster, but we also managed to produce something half decent. I pretty much had no plan whatsoever. I just threw some brute force at it, and it worked. So we have to be extremely happy about it. And even after testing, the only thing that is actually like kinda sucky is the fact that the magma over here didn't solidify. It turned into tiny little bits of igneous rock, but it doesn't really matter. We still have all this magma in contact, so it's not like it is going to be a major issue. And well, we also solved another issue with the oil planet, so we can't be sad about that. But with all of that said, guys, I hope that you have enjoyed this episode and that you are enjoying the series so far. If you are, please consider subscribing and help the channel grow. But in the meantime, this is the Base Manager signing out. Bye bye!